50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager. Today is December 20th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me as always is my partner in crime, our NBA guru, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing today, kid?
Dill, I'm doing great. Got a loaded show for the people today. Huge NBA slate. Recap Wild Monday. And Dill, got Thursday night football. Two teams fighting for playoffs position. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show with loaded. We'll recap Sunday night football. Ravens dominate the Jaguars. And then upset of the week, the Sea Ponies take Drew Lock, baby. He is back. I love it. New power rankings as well. And like Elvis said, we got Thursday night football preview and pick Saints at Rams. And then, yeah, loaded NBA slate. Heck, even I got an NBA player too. We'll give out a little later towards the end of the show. But Elvis, let's start on that Sunday night game. Me and you were having a talk, and I was saying privately, I said, listen, I don't know, a little biased. I think the Ravens going to blow this team out. And you're like, nah, I think they're going to bounce back. But this Jaguar team has not looked good at all. They've lost 3 in a row now. There's a 3-way tie between them, Indianapolis, and Houston for the number 1 seed in the AFC South. Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked the same. I don't know what's wrong with this team right now, but now they have to go and play on the road to the Buccaneer team, who 7-7, they're fighting for a playoff spot as well. That's no easy win. We'll start with the Jaguars side. They lose 23-7. Trevor Lawrence didn't really look that good, in my opinion. No one was able to run the ball. Travis Etienne didn't have a good game. No one really had a good game at all. The Ravens really got whatever they wanted. What are you seeing from Jacksonville? 8-6 now, and according to ESPN and other companies, they have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL as well.
Dale, to be honest, I just feel like it was a tough loss. I think we gotta give more credit to Baltimore's defense. Because for some reason, we saw Jacksonville just straight out stall out offensively at home versus two very, I'm gonna say, elite teams in the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens, both at home, which is concerning to me. Dale, do I think Trevor Lawrence and his offense can turn it around and put things together? Yes, but Dale, what happened 3 weeks ago? Their number 1 wide receiver, Christian Kirk, goes down for the rest of the season. Right now, the running game is lackluster. Like you said, 75 total. Travis Etienne, 4 more overall pick. He only got you 31 yards and 10 attempts. Trevor Lawrence is your leading rusher with 4 attempts for over 40 yards still. So that's not a recipe for success, especially against Baltimore's defense still. So I just feel, they got to figure it out. Without Christian Kirk, the offense have, struggled a bit. Honestly, not just a bit. It has struggled without Christian Kirk. So they definitely need to find something to replace that hole, because like you said, they'll lose those 3 straight games now, 3-way tie of the AFC South. I wouldn't say Trevor Lawrence is playing bad, but I'll say he's not playing up to our standards, because we hold Trevor Lawrence to high standards. Just he needs a little more help. At the end of the day, you got guys, Jamal Agnew, Zay Jones. I understand Kyler really is your star on the team, but he hasn't been productive all season long, Dill. So you just need a guy to come up and be consistent like Christian Kirk was the first half of the season.
You were mentioning how, they've been driving the ball, but they just haven't been capitalized. I think 2 missed field goals. They fumbled. Hey, that's the way to fumble, though. Just lose the ball. Just run and lose the ball. I mean, that was amazing. But they just keep shooting themselves in the foot no matter what. And I wouldn't even say it's just on this 3-game losing streak, dating back to that close game that they barely edged out in a game-winning field goal against Houston. This whole month, they haven't been good. They got blown out by San Francisco, like you mentioned. The only good win they have is at home against a Tennessee team that's eliminated from the playoffs. So I don't even know if you could really value that.
And I say impressive win was at Houston a couple weeks ago. That was an impressive win. But I agree with you, Dale. against these upper echelon teams, they just haven't showed up. Double digit loss against Baltimore, double digit loss against San Francisco. Like I said earlier, both at home. That's what's the concerning part. Like, I understand you're down, one of your best offensive weapons is Christian Kirk, but come on now, you know, to get embarrassed back, like that at home, primetime game, there you gotta be better.
Yeah, and now if we look on the other side, 11-3 for the Baltimore Ravens. We hit the over 10.5 wins. So we're just waiting on the well, I didn't have them to win the division, but you got the AFC North division. You're only a few games away from that. They're 2 games ahead of Cleveland. So, but they got a tough schedule coming up. I know they won 4 in a row ever since I went to Thursday Night Football. They've rattled off 4 wins in a row. Hey,
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks to Dylan, people. All the Baltimore fans, you better appreciate my boy D-Rock. It's 4 straight games since he attended. Hey,
I don't want to say I had something to do with it, but I had a little something to do with it. So that's 4 in a row, but they got 3 tough games left. They're on the road on Christmas Day against the 49ers. They're 5-point underdogs, rightfully so. Then they come back home and play the Dolphins on New Year's Eve. I think that's a winnable game. We'll see. And then they're at home against the Steelers that I might attend at home. So I think there are winnable games. I do worry about the defense a little. It's unfortunate that even in a win, they suffer a loss. Keaton Mitchell, their star running back, rookie, he goes down. He's going to be done for the year. So, this team continues to battle through the injuries, but they're sitting at 11-3 right now. They need to get home field because it is a tough place to play at the bank.
yeah, they definitely. I want to say they need it, but it was definitely, with the bye week at the bank, definitely will help out, Dill. But the Baltimore Ravens, has proved they could go on the road and win some games as well. And then, like you said, Dill, with the game, they just ran the ball down Jacksonville's throat. Lamar only sat back and dropped back 24 times. I understand he had the bad pick, but other than that, Dill, to me, he played a pretty damn good game. He led the team in rushing, which I don't love, but we know he's capable of doing with ease. 250 as a team. Yes, the loss of Keaton Mitchell, I think it'll be missed more than we think, just because he's a dual threat passing and running deal. So, let's just hope Gus Edwards can stay healthy. And, Justin Mitchell's been doing things all year, just haven't been as consistent as Mitchell. So, I just want to see how this offense looks moving forward, Dill. And then with the receiving core, Odell just one catch. Isaiah Likely, I hit the over on that one.
Big game.
Yeah, he was the lead to catch receiver on the team as a tight end. And then I just feel, like you said, the injury could be a major loss still, but let's not forget, if they solidify that number 1 seed, it's most likely they will have Mark Andrews back for the divisional round. So not just, solidify the 1 seed, not just for home field advantage, but to be possibly the most healthy you've been all season long.
Yeah, I mean, right now they are the number 1 seed. They still have some work to do to secure it, but they're sitting at the 1 seed right now at 11-3. Dolphins at the 2 seed, 10-4. Chiefs 9-5. Jaguars, they're still in that 3-way tie. You got the Browns, Bengals, and Colts. So, yeah, I think we could both agree they're the best team in the AFC right now, right?
Yeah, I got them there. I've been had them there for a few weeks now.
Yeah. I'm just making sure because I've heard a lot of critics still out there trying to nitpick and try to say everything that's wrong with the Ravens, but all they do is keep winning. So, good win for them on the road. They're 6-1 now on the road. Let's go to Monday night. Drew Lock, baby, have yourself a fucking day. 22 for 33, over 200 yards. He had the touchdown. Kenneth Walker came back. He looked good. 19 carries for 86 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, only 4 catches, 48 yards, but the most important catch was the game winner. He's for real. DK had a pretty good game as well. I mean, this defense just locked in. And, past couple weeks, or I'll say just past month, I've been on record for saying it's the middle of the field. I think the offense will kind of figure its way out in Philadelphia. But I don't know, man. I think they have a real problem. I don't think Jalen Hurts looks good at all. I don't think he's looked good with this whole month, if I'm being honest. This whole season. seriously, this whole season, he hasn't looked like the same Jalen Hurts. It's not just defensively. Now I'm worrying offensively, can they get anything going? Jalen Hurts led the team in rushing, but outside of that, A.J. Brown, 5 catches, 56 yards. Devontae Smith, 5 catches, 50 yards. This is against the Seattle team that without Jamal Evans and Tariq Wooden. So 2 of their best secondary guys in their secondary, they weren't able to get 100-yard receiver. 160-yard receiver. I mean, that's just unacceptable against a team that just coming off a Super Bowl. I think, like I said last week, Philadelphia is missing Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, now the new head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. So they're missing him a lot. I don't trust him. This team has a lot of holes, which we are seeing. I don't think this team lasts long in the playoffs, kid. I really don't.
Still, real quick on the Philadelphia, I'm not gonna sound the horns or whatever, but
this was a must win. And they lost.
No, just because it's still, viable to win the division.
But they're not. The division's over, and now they're going to have to go on the road. And do you trust this team? The division's
not over.
Oh, Cowboys are going to win the division. I'll make a bet with you right now. Cowboys are winning the division. You want to make a bet?
Yeah,
I'll bet you right now.
Do you know the last 3 games? The Eagles play the Giants twice, and then
the Giants. Yeah, the Giants always give the Philadelphia problems. Yeah, and then the Cardinals, who knows?
And then the Cowboys play the Lions, the Dolphins this week, and the Commanders.
Oh, 2-1.
Eagles might go 3-0, but let's go back to this game, Dill. We'll lock that in after the show. Dill, I'm not going to sound the horns. It was just a tough loss. At the end of the day, you got to give Drew Lock for credit for executing a game-winning drive. Under 1:30 left, went 92 yards on that defense. So you got to give him credit there. But I'm not going to, Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, he was sick, shitty weather. At the end of the day, these are just the facts.
He decided to play. He hurt his team.
I'm not going to disagree, Dill, but at the end of the day, when Jalen Hurts is leading your team in rushing, that's not good.
Fact or fiction, Elvis? Has he looked the same this year? Just eye test. Eye test. Yeah.
No. Yes. I think he's tied with Josh Allen in the NFL with turnovers. Yeah. He has 17. I think he only had 9 last season, so he basically doubled that already. Like I said, the offense not the same. Like you said earlier, they're missing their old OC. We saw Sirianni make a move at the defensive coordinator position. He kicked I'm not gonna say kick, but
that's a team in shambles, though, kid. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like a team that's so good, that's 10-4, 10-3 when they came into this game. Who makes a call in a switch like that? That tells me that there are more problems than aren't, right?
But yeah.
How do you make a change like that when you guys are 10-3, everything's going well? You're on a 2-game skid, but other than that, 95% of the season it's been going well. But hey, we got to make a change at DC.
Because the last 2 weeks, though, you've given up 30 plus points each game. So you and to be honest, though, besides that last game-winning drive, Matt Patricia was doing a pretty good job. Could we at least say that? It was 17-13, locked in, less than 2 minutes left in the game, Dill. So to me, it was the right decision. Let's just say that. Moving forward, it can be the right decision, Dill. So I'm just letting you know what's going on in the game. It's just, at the end of the day, Dill, something's not right with this Philadelphia team. Loses to 3 straight. Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, 2. I'm not gonna say 2 bad interceptions. I'm gonna just say 1. Because the one in the third quarter was just an advice throw.
The last throw was idiotic.
But he's just trying to, he's just trying to.
But you have Gainwell wide open and could have went for 15 yards and given Lane Johnson or Jake Elliott, a kicker a chance. You didn't even give him a chance. He's wide open and you're forcing a throw. That's my thing. I'm not in on Jalen Hurts right now. He is not a good quarterback right now.
Is he a good quarterback or just
he's a good quarterback. He got to the Super Bowl. Like last year, he was amazing, but he's not that guy. He's just not. It's the same thing with Josh Allen and when he got rid of Brian Dable. Look how he regressed. And I think we're seeing that in Jalen Hurts this year. He's just not the same quarterback. And Nick Sirianni, you're 0 you're 0-3 after going through the tunnel to say into the Chiefs fan, you like that shit. You better shut up because now look at you. You're very quiet. I haven't heard a word from Nick Sirianni. And to be honest, talking to some Philly fans, I think they're skeptical on Nick Sirianni. Is he the guy? I mean, it doesn't look, no, I'm being honest. Like, it doesn't look good. These last 3 games don't look good. There's panic in Philadelphia. I promise you that.
I agree with you, Dill, but at the end of the day, teams go through 3-game script. At the end of the day, this was a winnable game. They damn near win it. I just got to give credit to Drew Luck for pulling off an amazing game-winning drive. I just can't speak that enough.
They're all winnable games. Like that's the thing. Well, except the 49ers.
Or Cowboys.
They got blown out. Yeah, they got blown out.
They got blown out. So this game was a winnable game, Dill.
And to be honest, the game that they beat the Bills barely, they could have lost that. They could have lost to the Chiefs. I mean, this team is not good. And I think this was the year, or last year was the year to win, because we don't know. Jason Kelsey might retire. He's flirted with it. Lane Johnson, he's already flirted with retirement. You lose 2 top 10 offensive linemen. That line is not the same. Who thinks this is not going to be the same team next year? So I don't know. I don't trust them right now. And it's just very glaring, some of their issues. It's not just defense, it's offense. They had another penalty during the tush push. I hope they do ban the tush push, if I'm being honest. What do you think?
I remember, Dill, I remember beginning of season, you was like, if you can't stop it, you shouldn't be allowed to ban it. Stop it. Now you're saying it should be banned. So
I just want to hear
take on it.
My official take is I want to stop hearing people bitch about it, whether how successful Philly is, which I do think they're the most successful at because they're the kind of ones who started the whole thing. And I don't like people doing it who don't have a good quarterback or a good line. Like, you look stupid out there. So I just want it to be stopped in general. So 1, we could stop debating it. And two, just fucking not have it being played in the game. If you want to just do a fullback, what happened to fullbacks? Just give it to an old fullback, man. Like, that's my old man take of the day. We need fullbacks back. Make fullbacks great again. Like, whatever happened to that?
Still, I know Bill, the 49ers still use youth check. So the
Ravens,
it's still viable. The position is still there, but in this new day and age, still, only the real ones.
And what's up with all these guys wearing odd numbers, like Lyman wearing 0? Like, you got to get a 60. Like, a fullback is a 40. Like, what's going on with all this stuff? Like, why are these linebackers like Micah Parsons wearing a 0, like, or 11?
They switched that up. What, I think it was 2 years ago, or last year, where just players just wanted whatever number they wanted, more like they wanted their college numbers, and I understand it. Just because you play a certain position, you got to pick from a certain number. I understand why. I want to wear my number I wear in college. I want to wear the same number I wear all year. Just because I play a certain position, I only get to choose from these numbers. To me, that's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's just integrity. It's the love of the game. Like, we got to have tradition at least. But on the other side, Seahawks get a much needed win after losing 4 in a row. They are 7-7, tied with the Rams. 3 games left. They play the Titans on the road. I think that's a winnable game. At home against a Mason Rudolph team in the Steelers. And then they're on the road last game of the year against the Cardinals. Any shot, they are sitting at the 8th seed right now. And they are in a 3-way tie with the Bucks, Vikings, and Rams.
Dill, to be honest, if I had to choose, I like them over the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, between like the Bucks, Saints, Falcons, I think whoever wins the division makes the playoffs. Whoever don't, they won't make it in. So personally, I'm gonna go Rams, Seahawks.
Yeah, I think the Vikings actually do sneak in. I don't like the Vikings. The Buccaneers might actually win the division.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever from the NFC South is the division winner.
Yeah.
I doubt, because they're gonna be sub 500. I highly doubt a sub 500 team moves into the 7th seed.
Should be very interesting coming down the stretch, but overall, I hit on Sunday Night Football. Monday night, Kenneth Gainwell did not go over, so 5-5. We go 500 on week 15. That's all right. No loss, no gain, but 5-5 on the week. Elvis, was your week any better?
6-1, Dill. Should have been. DK Metcalf went over. The -3 for Philly was good till about 40 seconds to go. So we almost
too much time for Drew Lock.
Too much time for Drew Lock. You got to put the JanSport
and
on.
I also like how he went to go shake Jalen Hurts' hand, and he goes, "Oh, I guess he's sick."
He's sick. Yeah, and not for nine.
That's a bitch move.
Dill, you know what's the ironic part about it? If the -3 hits, the DK Metcalf over doesn't hit, because DK Metcalf had I think 50 yards just in the final drive.
Yeah,
he got 3 catches, and then Smith got the game-winning touchdown.
Dime.
But
I think we're just average this week. 6-1. You got the push. I went 5-5, but it's all good. We are on to week 16. Let's get to these power rankings. So different. I know you've been telling me it was hard. 10 and 11 was hard. I can't wait to hear it, but I'm going to start. We'll go with the number one team for the last 3-4 weeks. Like I said, it's the 49ers. Big win this week as well. Like I said, ever since the bye, they've gotten healthy. I know this was another team, like if you want to cite them for going on a 3-game losing streak, everyone wanted to write them off. I was like, hey, they're going to be fine. And look, they're just the best team ever since Trent Williams, Debo, and Christian McCaffrey came back. So Brock Purdy's going to win MVP. These guys are just playing at an all-time high level. So 49ers are the best team in my eyes. So I got them at number 1.
At number 1, Dill, 49ers, can't disagree with anything you said. The only thing I will change from your statement is let's show some love to Christian McCaffrey in the MVP conversation. I'm not saying he should win the award, but he should definitely be in the conversation. 20-plus touchdowns on the season. He's just been amazing, Dill. I can't say much more about Christian McCaffrey, what he does in the pass receiving game and running game. Like you said, ever since Debo Samuel, Trent Williams came back healthy, this team has just been on another level.
Yep. At number 2, we just talked about him, Baltimore Ravens. Had to move him up this week. I know I was kind of disrespecting him. I've heard from my friends.
You've been a little hard on them.
I wanted to see it, but I always knew in the back of my head they were the best team. I wanted to see it a little more, and I did. Give me the Ravens at number 2. This defense is great. Offense, Lamar's playing at an MVP level as well. I know he didn't have the craziest stats yet 2 days ago or on Sunday night, but he's just electric. I mean, I saw one play where he rolled out and was looking for someone, and old Lamar would have just dipped. But he sat there. He was patient, found Isaiah Likely. I was like, this is a brand new Lamar that defenses just can't scheme for. So I love this Raven team. They're the best team in the AFC right now. I got Ravens at 2.
Still, Ravens at number 2. Nothing has changed there. You know how I feel about them ever since the start of the season. I just had a feeling. The defense just gotta get it together. I want to see the same defense we saw throughout the first 6-7 weeks of the season. They get back to that form. I also agree with you. Another thing you said, Lamar's not putting up those MVP like numbers, but he's having a great season. Yeah. This team, number 1 seed, the defense just has to be a little more elite. Go back to that, first 6-8 week form. Lamar's gonna do his thing. Odell's emerging. Isaiah Likely, not a major drop off from Mark Andrews. And then, with the running game situation, I think he'll figure itself out. If anything, hey, run a little more with Lamar.
At number 3, not going to overreact on Sunday's loss, but give me the Dallas Cowboys. I think they are much better than the Eagles right now. I trust them way more than I do the Eagles right now, and most teams in the NFC, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to overreact. Tough game against a Bills team that's Sean McDermott's coaching for his job. Let's just say that. I think he feels the pressure. He knows the pressure. I think Josh Allen, I think the defense, I don't think we've given them enough credit for a lot of their injuries going down. The Bills have been playing at an extremely high level trying to get into the playoffs. So, it was just wrong place, wrong time, on the road, hostile environment. one of Dak's worst game. No, Dak's worst game this season. Not gonna overreact. Give me the Cowboys at 3.
Still saying, give me the Cowboys at number 3. It's just one bad game. It was a bad spot. I think we both took Buffalo. I know I laid the -2 early. I think, whatever it was at game time. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys, when they're right, they're still one of the best teams in football. We saw it for a 4 or 5 week stretch. Even in that game in Philadelphia when they lost, it looked like the better team that night. Let's just be honest, people. The defense, you know, they had a bad night, stopping the run. We saw
Yeah,
like
that's it.
Josh Allen didn't torch them. Stephon
No.
Diggs didn't torch them. They just couldn't stop the run for some reason. So they could address that. I still like Dak. I still like the offense. I still like the defense still. They just had a bad night. Give me the Cowboys at 3.
At number 4, give me the Miami Dolphins. We got a fraud bowl coming up, Dolphins and the Cowboys, so we'll see. But yeah, that's my little bowl. We're in bowl season. But no, what was really impressive, I know they just beat up on a bad Jet team. It's not that. It's how they torched this defense. And say what you want about the Jets. Trust me, I joke about them every day. But this still is a very good defense. And for them to do this without Tyreek shows how good Mike McDaniel actually really is. Scheming, putting guys in motion, just honestly torching our defense up and down the field. So I thought that was the most impressive. Offensively, I think Tyreek will be fine. It's upsetting that he won't get 2,000 this year, but Tua has been playing.
There's a
I don't
shot.
think
There's a
three
shot.
games left. I don't know. It'll be hard. But yeah, defense playing well and tough schedule coming up. So we'll see how they fare. But I like this team offensively. I think they showed us a lot last Sunday. So give me the Dolphins at 4.
Yo, at number 4, give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I moved them up one spot. Dill, I'm gonna go back to your old phrase. At the end of the day, good teams win, great teams cover. At the end of the day, they covered against the Patriots. It wasn't gonna be an easy game. I'm not gonna say we found our stride, but we're doing our thing. Especially in the first half, we had them a little there. But at the end of the day, the kid Rice, still, he's emerging. The kid Rice is emerging. We know what Travis Kelce is capable. Isaiah Pacheco, he will be coming back from injury. We saw Crowder, Allaire have a huge game. J.K. McKinnon. Still, at the end, you still got to respect Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the football. No ifs, ands, or buts. Give me the Chiefs at number 4.
At number 5, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt and keeping them in my top 5, even though I really didn't want to. But I still believe in the offense a little, but they're turning me into an apologist when I don't want to be. I don't trust their defense still. I don't care that there was 13 points up until the last minute and a half, you want to say. This team has some issues, man, and I hope they figure it out because this is a good football team, but come playing on the road, I don't know how this team is going to be. So I'm cautious backing this team right now, but something's not right. This isn't a good football team right now. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I will keep them at 5. Not because I wanted to, but on merit.
You like that? At number 5, new number 5, Dill. I'm not gonna hate to say it, but give me the Miami Dolphins at number 5. I had to put them in the top 5 for the first time all season. And I agree with you. It's not the fact. I understand it's the Jets. They didn't beat a over 500 team yet. But at the end of the day, to flat out destroy the New York Jets in that defense without arguably the MVP of the league in Tyreek Hill, that's impressive. That's what you call an impressive win. That's what you call, I'm not going to say championship football, but that was damn near a flawless offensive game with having, I'm not going to say one arm behind your back, but I'm going to say a finger or two in losing Tyreek Hill. Mostert had a great game, multiple touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, he said, you know what, Reek, you're out. I got your back. I'm going to have a game of myself. So it just shows me how good this offense really is, even without Tyreek, against one of the better defenses in the NFL. So this team showed me a lot. I still want to see it against a 500-plus team. Hopefully it's this Sunday, Dill. But I can't deny what I saw, Dill. That was just an impressive, dominated win. Give me the Dolphins at 5.
At number 6, what a win for them on Saturday. Give me the Detroit Lions. What a win. This is the Jared Goff I'm used to. Indoors, throwing fucking darts. I think the Broncos have kind of regressed back to the median, but this is what I wanted to see. Sam Laporta, 3 touchdowns as well. This defense playing well. This team desperately needs a home playoff game. So think they're on the right track. This is the this is the Lions that I wanted to see. Big bounce back for Jared Goff. I like what I saw. Give me the Lions at 6.
Number 6, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not going to overreact too much. I had them drop them out of my top 5 for the first time all season. I can't. You lost 3 straight. At the end of you lose 3 straight, you're out of the top 5 in my opinion. At the end of the day, they got to fill some defensive holes over the middle. Blackberry's just getting exposed, especially on that last drive. All 3 plays, every single play was on Blackberry. By the way, I don't know.
He's garbage.
Still.
That game might have been worse than the Super Bowl. 5 for 5, 92 yards and a touchdown. He got
all
torched.
on him.
All on him.
So they got to fix the secondary. The offense, I'm not too worried about it. We saw A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, what they've been doing all season long, just not in these 3 weeks. So I'm not too worried about it. Swift will get back to running the ball well. It's just defensively, though. Can they last season they tied the NFL record all time in sacks. This year they're not even close. They're not getting as much pressure as they are in that secondaries. This is bottom 10 secondary, if I'm being honest. So I'm not done on them yet, but give me the Eagles at 6.
At number 7, give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Big win for them on the road. Didn't look good. Bailey Zappi actually played really well, I thought. Defensively, I think they'll be fine, but Patrick Mahomes still turning the ball over, which kind of worrisome. That's why I couldn't really move them up.
Our secondary be flying, Dale. Come on now. We pick everybody off.
It's not just this week. It's been weeks before they still turning the ball over. So I worry about them. They got 3 games left against really tough opponents. I think Bengals fighting for a playoff spot, and then they always play the Las Vegas Raiders hard. So we'll see what Kansas City has. I still think they're obviously going to make the playoffs, but they're not a top 5 team for me just yet. So give me Chiefs at 7.
Still, at number 7, I wanted to put this team higher. I was this close to putting them at 6. I hope next week they make it to the top 5. Give me the Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco at number 7, Dill. This team is just winning games. Joe Flacco, 2 horrible interceptions, Dill. But guess what? Somehow, still throwing those tutties. Still finding a way to will his team to victory. Dill, what more could we say? I'm just shocked. I'm surprised that I'm saying Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns are at number 7 on my list. I want to put them higher, Dill, but at the end of the day, it's just Joe Flacco and company. Can the defense, hold on to it? Absolutely, Dill. Can Joe Flacco, especially during these last 3 weeks of the season, Dill, can he not turn the ball over? Because I guarantee, Dill, if he turns the ball over like he did last week, it's not going to end good. To me, they did escape that one. Can he not turn the ball over moving forward? Still, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Give me the Browns at 7.
At number 8 for me, give me the Buffalo Bills. They have circled the wagon right now, 8-6. They're playing extremely good football. I thought they should have won against the Philadelphia Eagles. They come back, beat the Kansas City Chiefs, beat the Cowboys. 2 really tough games. They go one on the road in Arrowhead, and then they come home and just spank the Cowboys. And they have 2 winnable games next in the last 2 weeks. You got the Chargers. You play New England, and I think they're going to want blood because they already beat them. And then they play Miami. That could be for the division. So everything is in front of this team. I think defensively, they've actually gotten better, surprisingly, with all the injuries that's going on. Josh Allen is playing at a high level, and Zach Moss has finally fucking woken up. Past 4 or 5 weeks, they've been running the hell out of the ball, which, frankly, is nice to see for finally after all these years. But Buffalo Bills. James Cook. What did I say?
You said Zach Moss.
I don't know where I got Zach Moss. Yeah. That's weird. They don't even look alike.
You like the Colts.
I low-key do. Yeah. But James Cook. Georgia Bulldog. How can I forget? But I like the Bills. I think they're playing really good football. And this is a team that not a lot of people want to see if they get into the playoffs. So Bills are a tough team. Give me them at number 8.
Still, at number 8, there's another team I wanted to put higher, but I did it just because I need to see it consistently, Dill. We saw a couple weeks in a row with Jared Goff turn the ball over. Give me the Lions at number 8, Dill. Perfect game. Flawless game. Nothing bad to say what I saw last week, Dill. I'm just, like I said on Sunday's podcast, it's just an indictment on Jared Goff in the offense because look how fucking how great they looked offensively and defensively on the field. Overall, Dill, that's one of the best performances they had all season long. It's just why they can't do it on a consistent level. That's my biggest concern with this team. I love them. We were both high on them, Dill. I love this Lions team. If they do this 2-3 weeks in a row, they'll be right back up top 5. I had them top 5 a couple times this season, but I'm not gonna get overhyped, doing against Denver. So give me the Lions at 8. They just gotta be a little more consistent.
Like I said, I think it's just easy as they just can't play outside. Jared Goff.
No,
can't
exactly.
play outside. Yeah.
If they gotta go outside, for example, if they gotta go back to Chicago, we're confident in the Lions.
No, or Philly. You play Philly in the playoffs.
It's a dub. It's a dub. Exactly.
At number 9, give me the Brownies. Can't deny the guys anymore. Good defense. Hey, my Super Bowl tick.
It's live.
It's live. Joe Flacco. He's on a revenge tour. Fresh arm coming off the couch.
This team should be higher in your list. That's all I'm gonna say.
They're barely winning. They barely won this week against a Bears team that blew it. I think it says more on the Bears blowing this game than the Browns going out and winning it. I will say I like David Njoku's been stepped up. Amari Cooper, he's just dishing the ball out to Amari Cooper. The defense is playing well, but they did get blown out on the road against a Ram team that they're better than. They shouldn't have gotten blown out by them. They barely beat a struggling Jacksonville team at home. So they're winning, but it's just not as impressive as I'd like. Joe Flacco has been playing good. He's going to give you an interception or two, but if they can limit the turnovers and play good, control the clock defense, this team will be just fine. Give me the Browns at number 9.
Still at number 9, I can't deny them. I had to move them up a little bit. Give me the Buffalo Bills at number 9. Still back-to-back wins against, I'm going to be honest, frankly, 2 top 5, top 4 teams in my power rankings. In the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys, like you said earlier, Dill, the defense, that's really been the key. Their defense, even though they got, all these injuries, Jarius White, Michael Hyde, Manalo, their defense looks like the best version of the defense all season long. Let's just be honest, especially in these last 2 weeks, Dill, the defense has been very impressive in my eyes. Josh Allen, at the end of the day, he stuck out a win. Didn't play great, Dill, but at the end of the day, he's not turning the ball over. So at the end of the day, he just can't turn the ball over. They'll be just fine. I highly doubt they'll run for 250 again, but if they do, fucking watch out. So give me the Buffalo Bills at 9. Josh Allen and his team. Josh McDermott got this team rolling.
At number 10, give me the Cincinnati Bengals. I put them back into the top 10. 2 big wins in a row for Jake Browning. The comeback last week on Saturday against the Vikings was just class. I mean, the way he battled through everything and the way they started the game. Jamar Chase really didn't have a big game, and the way you go out there and win, then you win against another good team in the Indianapolis Colts. They beat Jacksonville as well. I mean, this team is playing really good right now. They're in the 8th seed for the playoffs. So we'll see what they got next. They play a very winnable game in Pittsburgh. Then they got the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a tough game. And then they play the Browns. So everything's in front of this Bengal team. And I think Zach Taylor's doing a really good job with, top 5 quarterback, and Joe Burrow goes down. Here comes Jake Browning, and this team is sitting there at 8-6 and 3rd in the AFC North, one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. So I think he's doing a really good job as well. So yeah, give me at number 10. Give me the Bengals.
Dill, at number 10, Dill, we spoke before the show. I had a 2-team tie, kind of a 3-picker, but realistically a 2-team deal. But I'm gonna stay with 10. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. I understand losing the 3 straight, Dill, but I still like this team moving forward. I do think they'll turn it around and win the division. It's just, at the end of the day, I just think they're the better team out of my 11, 12, and 13. 11 is real close. I got the Bengals at 11 real quick, and then I got Houston at number 12. All right there. To be honest, if you tell me Houston, you got Houston at 10, you got the Bengals at 10, I'm not going to disagree with you because I almost put the Bengals in my top 10. But for week 16 power rank still, I had to put Jacksonville at number 10.
Oh, man. Don't know how I feel about it, if I'm being honest. Adam Schefter just tweeted Seattle is getting back Geno Smith. So Geno is back. But how you take the ball away from my man, Drew Lock? He was out there dicing him up.
At the end of the day, who gives you the better opportunity to make the playoffs? Drew Lock or Geno Smith? Just answer the question.
Yeah, it's Geno Smith. But I'm just saying
it's like, all right, so for last year, Cooper Rush went 4-1. Who's the better quarterback, Dak or Cooper Rush? You gonna let Cooper Rush finish the season?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think financially though they're kind of stuck with Dak. I think that's a little different. Like Geno, they're not paying all that much. But no, I get it. You got to go with Geno Smith. He's your QB1. He was only out with a groin injury. So, yeah, little news there. But Elvis, thank you so much. Let me get an ad read in real quick before we get to Thursday night football. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks to just a kick. Just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry Thursday night watching Saints and Rams, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, E, let's get to it. Thursday night football. Saints on the road to LA to take on the Rams. Rams right now, 4-point favorites, -210 on the money line, +176 for Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Over under is at 46.5. Rams 7-7. You got the Saints at 7-7. Both teams fighting for a playoffs, kid. Rams at home. We'll start with the side. How do you like this game?
I might go to the window tomorrow. Hopefully money comes in on the opposite side, but I'm going to lean the Rams -4. There's Rams won 3 straight games. Their offense with Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp coming back healthy has been playing at a high level, Dill. I think the Rams just worked themselves right back into a playoff spot. And with this win tomorrow night, they will be in the playoffs. They just got to finish out strong, Dill. At the end of the day, Matt Stafford, Dill, throughout these last 3-4 weeks, he's just been elite. Cabron Williams been playing at a high level. This young defense, Dill, I don't think they're getting enough credit. They've been playing pretty solid, especially the last 5-6 weeks of the year, Dill. So I just like Matthew Stafford in this offense a little more than what I've seen recently from Derek Carr and the Saints team. Do I think Derek Carr and the Saints can't cover the spread? Absolutely. Do I think they're live dogs? Absolutely not, Dill. So I think this is a Rams game to lose. If they lose this game, they fuck it up. They choked it away. But what Matt Stafford and this, Cooper Kupp, Nakua, and Caleb Williams been doing these past 4 to 5 weeks, they've just been playing at a higher level than the Saints team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I laid the 4. I know there's 4.5s out there, but there are some 4s as well. I laid the 4 with the Rams at home. They're really much. I think it's night and day compared to them on the road and on the home. You mentioned Matthew Stafford. He's playing at a great level past month. Him and the combination of Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua as well. When all of them are healthy, this is a dangerous offense. They could put up 28, 30-something points on any given night, especially indoors. Aaron Donald and the defense has picked it up, like you said, last few weeks. Karen Williams, when that guy's going and the running back in the backfield is healthy and he's scoring, this team is dangerous. So I think the Rams are the right side at home. Saints, I still don't trust them. think they're kind of fraudulent, if I'm being honest. I'm off on Derek Carr, and I just think Matthew Stafford's going to be able to dice this defense up. So, yeah, I got the Rams, kid. I laid the 4 here. I think they are the right side at home. Now, looking at the total, is sitting at 46.5. Any opinion on the total?
Still, to be honest, I lean the over just because I feel like, we just spoke about how great the Rams offense has been as late. I think they get to anywhere from 27 to 30, 34 points up there. And then with the Saints, we saw them have a successful week offensively last week against the Giants, whose defense is, above average. I'm going to call them above average still. So I feel like they offensively they could put up points. You got Chris Olave coming back. I think that's going to be an addition to the offense. It's going to open up the secondary a little bit. Still got Kamara. He's always a threat, though. So I'm going to lean the over. I feel like the Rams could win. I'm going to say 30-24.
Yeah, I lean over as well, kid. Like I said, I was saying the Rams are just different with Karen Williams in the backfield. They average 27 points per game when he plays compared to 14.5 when he doesn't. Since his return, the Rams have put up 132 points over the last 4 weeks, including games against the Browns and Ravens, number 1 and number 2 defenses in the league. So, this offense, I just think they're so good when they play indoors. Kind of reminds me of the Lions a little bit, especially when they're giving the ball to Karen Williams. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry indoors compared to outside. Outside, he's only averaging 4 yards, which doesn't rank in the top 10. When he's indoors, 5.5 yards, he's ranked 4th in the league. Saints, they've ripped off 2 straight wins, and they've allowed 0 touchdowns in that stretch. But that was against Tommy DeVito and Bryce Young. Now they're getting Matthew Stafford, who, I think is way beyond any of them. He's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. And,
Same.
I just think they're going to have a hard time stopping the run. I don't think the Saints could stop the run. Over the last 5 games, Saints 2-3 towards the over. They played Josh Dobbs, Desmond Ridder, Jared Goff, Bryce Young, and DeVito. So not the best quarterbacks, if I'm being honest, besides Jared Goff. All of them are, let's be honest, I think Bryce Young will be a backup in the league. But that's for the future. But I just think they've been playing backups. And I just think, they're missing Marcus Lattimore. He's out. By the way, Chris Olave is playing this week. They ruled him active. So I just think I think Matthew Stafford's going to dice him up. I see like a 32-14, maybe 33-17, something like that. But I think they get blown out, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I agree. I lean over as well. Like I mentioned, Chris Olave is in, Alvin Kamara, Matthew Stafford. So we got a bunch of guys we could do player prop wise for that market. Anything you're eyeing?
Yeah, I got 2, 1 official. Give me Alvin Kamara over 29.5 receiving yards. Still, I've been going to the well all season long with this prop. Still, at the end of the 29.5 on a primetime Thursday night game is a little disrespectful. Give me Alvin Kamara over 29.5 receiving yards. And Dill, I'm going to lean. Last week I took Cooper Kupp over. It was 77.5. How he goes to over 100 and now they drop it to 72.5. I understand the Saints defense is better than Washington by 100%, by 10 times, much better secondary. But Dill, 5-yard difference. I'm gonna lean over Cooper Kupp, Dill, and I'm gonna lean over Puka Nacua at 63.5 as well. I like both of them to go over. Like I said, Matt Stafford is just playing at a high level as of late. I might go to the window with Cooper Kupp as well, Dill. At the end of the day, anything under 80, 85 is just disrespectful to him. So give me Kamara over 29.5 at -115, and I got to link Cooper Kupp over 72.5 at -115 as well.
Great minds think alike. I'm going with one of your favorite props, Alvin Kamara over 29.5 receiving yards. Carr, he doesn't have a really strong receiving core. Olave, he's playing, but he's not going to be 100%. It could be another 5-catch game for Kamara, who, all he needs is 2-3 catches, and I think he goes over this yards. He's 9-2 to the over on this prop at this number. I think the number is very disrespectful. I agree. I think the Saints defense is a little better than recent opponents, but they're on the road. I think Matthew Stafford's he's playing like a top 10 quarterback. I don't care what people are saying.
He is.
Yeah. So I think I think Alvin Kamara goes over 29.5 receiving yards. I would lean also Karen Williams over 88.5 rushing yards. I was leaning towards that. Back-to-back 100-yard games. And like I said, when he gets going, they're more successful. I was just laying the numbers out for you. So I lean his over. I think the Saints are going to have a tough time stopping them. So lean Karen Williams over 88.5 receiving yards, but I did do officially Alvin Kamara over 29.5 receiving yards. That is just way too low, in my opinion. Anything else for Thursday Night Football, kid?
Still, that's just about it. I was gonna take Matthew Stafford over 1.5 touchdowns at -130. At the end of the day, Caleb Williams is just a big threat out the backfield. So Caleb Williams might go for a touchdown or two. So if anything, anytime it's too rich. Still -220. He's gonna get in. He's gonna get in. It's just I lean the over 1.5 with Matt Stafford, but Caleb Williams is just too big of a threat, especially.
All right. Okay, let's transition. Good luck. Let's start off week 16 with some winners. Let's transition to the hard. We got a big slate, 10 games on the board. But first, the return of Ja Morant. What a game he had. 34 points. He had a block. He had 2 steals, 8 assists, 6 boards, and he had the game winner. I mean, what a fucking game for Ja Morant. Talk to me about his night last night.
Don't even go hold you. I tuned into this game right away. I was excited. In the first quarter, a little sluggish. You had some exciting plays still, but it was a tale of two halves still. First half, this team was down by 20. I frankly shut the game off. But midway the third quarter, Ja Morant and this team just started kicking up. Ja Morant had 27 second half points. Like you said, he had the assists, he had the rebounds. Overall, the New Orleans Pelicans lost this game. Dude, just simply they couldn't get defensive rebounds still. Memphis killed them on the offensive glass. One of Ja's late points down the stretch was off an offensive rebound. When you letting Ja Morant get offensive rebounds in the last few minutes of the game, that's when you're having a problem.
Where's Zion Williamson?
Still, at the end of the Zion was in foul trouble. First 2 minutes of the game, he was out. He sat out basically the whole first quarter. He picked up 2 ticky-tack fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game. So he never really got in rhythm, Dill. But let's not take away. At the end of this night was about Ja Morant and his return to the NBA. Like you said, he just took over in the fourth quarter with the game-winning shot. And it was just exciting to see Ja Morant return. Can Memphis make a push from now on? It's going to be a tough task still, but if they do, I think we got to tip our hat off to the coaching staff and Ja Morant. They're 6-19 before he got there, so 7-19 now. Still, if he could will this team to a play-in spot, he might have to be in the MVP conversation.
Sure. I am rooting for Ja Morant. I do hope he. We haven't heard anything from him since getting suspended when the commissioner came down on the 25.
Realistically, bro, we better not. At the end, I think Ja has turned it around. I think he knows.
It would be funny though if he came back and we just saw him on IG Live with a gun again. Yeah, honestly, it would be really funny.
But I had this conversation yesterday. I didn't put it on my action because it wasn't a advisable bet, I will tell the people, but I ended up taking Ja over 24.5 points yesterday in the cash. Still, it's just this is what I told somebody. Was like, oh, why are you taking that bet? He was like, it's his first game back. I was like, yeah, but it's not due to injury. If he was coming off an injury, that's different. This man has been practicing with the team, been on 5-on-5s for months now. He just haven't got real game time. So he was always healthy. He was always fine. He was in better shape last night than Zion. So at the end of the day,
go in there and be
in better shape. No, I can't. But at the end of the day, what Ja did last night was just flat out amazing. First game back, 34 points with a game winner on the road. Mind you, the team was down by 20. It was just amazing.
Now, if he does circulate back with a gun, it has to be a bigger gun. It just has to be.
Can we be serious right now?
No, I couldn't be more serious.
Yo, Ja.
If you get popped with a gun, it better be some big shit. I'm talking like big shit. But
It don't need still Ja Morant will not be touching any guns for the remainder of his NBA career. For
we
the
said that
next
already.
12 to 15 years, he's gonna be a law-abiding citizen.
I'll say this, like I say to you, it sounds good.
It sounds good. I'm
Sounds
telling you,
really
he's a
good.
changed man. He's a changed man.
I hope so. On the other side with Zion, though, ex-porn star Mariah Mills' ex-girlfriend has come out and made a video about Zion saying,
I apologize, Zion.
he has to get away from the porn stars. This is his problem. She came out and said, why you only dunk? Work on your shot. Get rebounds. Go on a treadmill. You're out of shape. She said, stop drinking soda. You're laughing because you know it's the truth. It might be funny, but it's the truth. 3 rebounds in a game for Zion Williamson. There's no way John Morant should come off 25 game suspension and out rebound a big like Zion Williamson. There's just no excuse. On a serious note, he's shameful to watch. He's fat and overweight. And he doesn't take basketball serious. And I'm glad the Knicks didn't get him. You can't deny that your silence is telling me.
For the record, I do feel like we gotta hold Zion accountable. At the end of the day, he is a number 1 overall pick. He did sign a super max $256 million contract, 5 years. So at the end of the day, Zion, you owe the Pelicans.
You owe the whole state of Louisiana.
That's what I'm not gonna talk bad on you. You know, at the end of the day, New Orleans and the whole state of Louisiana and the Pelicans deserve a better version of what the Zion we saw the first 25, 26 games of the season. That's all I'm saying. You know you could be better. When you're healthy and right, you average 25-10 a game. We've seen it. It don't matter.
No, it does. He needs a shot. He needs a shot.
No, he
don't.
And
you're right. And you're right. I am holding him to a higher status. One, because they said he was the next big thing. They said he was the number 1 overall pick. So I am holding him to a higher standard. He can't just dribble and slam the ball. He needs to develop a shot eventually.
Yes and no.
Oh my.
Still, we saw Giannis win an NBA title without a shot.
He's out here making threes this year. Zion could never.
We saw Giannis win a title, drop 50 in a game-clinching game, all dunks, all layups. So he don't need to do nothing.
But he's not.
It will be
Giannis.
Nice. It will be nice. Absolutely, I agree with you. All I'm saying is he doesn't have to develop a shot. He just needs to be a little more aggressive. We saw him average 25 points a game without no shot. He could do that. He could do it.
The only way he's doing it if he loses 20 pounds. And he's not doing that.
Still, I just told you he has to be better.
And it's a shame because he has all the attributes to be one of the best.
Absolutely.
That's why I think that's
the frustrating part.
Exactly.
That's why we see Shaq. That's why we see Chuck make these harsh comments. Even you today, Dill, like at the end of the day, some people will be like, oh, Dylan's, being harsh on Zion. But at the end of the day, if I was the former overall pick, number 1, I'm paid $256 million. I'd be damned if I'm not held to the highest standard of, it's just.
And it bothers me that he doesn't like work at it or like be the leader,
At the end of the day, Zion is top 10 highest paid players in the NBA. He should be at least a top 15 player. No ifs, ands, or buts.
And he's playing like a top 20 player, top 25 player, if that. So that's what's the frustrating part. But let's get to these games tonight. 10 games on the board. There's some good matchups. Minnesota at Philly, the Battle of New York, Knicks and the Brooklyn. We have Denver in Toronto. So we got some good games. Even Clippers and Mavericks is a good game. Boston, Sacramento. There's some really good games, kid. Rattle off what do you got for the folks?
Charlotte, Indiana, 7 o'clock start. Give me the Charlotte Hornets on the road plus 9.5. This number is too big. We've seen this Pacers team. I'm not gonna use the word regress, but just haven't been playing at the same high level we saw in the in-season tournament. So give me the Charlotte Hornets. I think they lose this game, but they make it close. Give me the plus 9.5 on the road. Miami Heat taking on the Orlando Magic. Heat +5 on the road deal. This is basically a home game. It's just what, an hour, 2 hour drive from Miami. I think some Heat fans make it up. They'll give me Miami +5. I think it's gonna be a close game. To be honest, Orlando's good. I love the young. I'm not gonna say love. I like the young star power they have there, Dill. But 5-point favorites against Miami? Come on now, where's the respect? Next game, Dill, you alluded to it. One of the marquee matchups of tonight. Definitely be tuning in. Minnesota take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Dill, Minnesota's best record in NBA, top dogs, all that. Dill, but this is a real dog. This is a real team. This team's been there and done that. You can make the case this is a regular season team, but give me Joel Embiid in the 76ers. Give me the -3.5 at home. I feel like Joel Embiid makes a statement. I also lean the -33.5 points. The number's so high, but he might drop 40 tonight, people. Another good matchup, Dill. Utah Jazz taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers laying 5 at home, Dill, and I'm going to lay it. Give me Cleveland -5. I understand Utah blew out the Nets the other day, but Cleveland, at the end of the day, they're going to get it together, and I think they starts the other night against Utah. I think it's a good matchup. I possibly win this game by double digits, but give me the -5 at home. Dill, I know me and you're going to talk about it in the morning. New York Knicks taking on the Brooklyn Nets. For the people listening, I took this as a fan against Dylan. Give me the Brooklyn Nets +100 on the money line. I'm not going to advise you to bet on the Nets.
He knows they're not
At the
winning.
end of the, I'm not going to say that, Dale, but all I'm going to say is the Knicks have been playing better basketball than the Brooklyn Nets as of late. That's the here or there. We're both 12-9 teams, Dale. I can make the case, hey, we should be the favorite. We're at home. So at the end of the day, Dale, I'll give you the nod. The Knicks have been playing better. But give me the Nets +100. Dill, Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Chicago Bulls. I'm just happy I could watch the Lakers not after 10 p.m. So 8 o'clock start in Chicago. Dill, give me the Lakers -4. One big reason why, Dill, Anthony Davis returns to his hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Give me AD over 28.5 points at -105, Dill. I think he goes for an easy 30-piece. If you want to parlay it, by all means, but AD, he's going to get that home cooking, Dill. He's going to get that home back rub. Give me AD 30-plus points, over 28.5 points. And, Dill, my last pick of the night, Dill, another great matchup. Going to be tuning this on and off with the Laker game. Give me the Clippers taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Give me the Clippers on the road, -130 on the money line. If you want to lay the -2, by all means, Dill. But you got to even admit it yourself. What you've seen these past 10 games from this Clippers team, got to be impressed. Give me the Clippers -130 on the money line on the road.
Yeah, 8 in a row for the Clippers. I agree. I laid the 2 with the Clippers on the road. You know, like I said, I don't like to lay points on the road, but I do think this is a good matchup for them. So I agree with you. I'm taking Clippers -2. 2 more plays for me. I like Minnesota +3.5. I think it's too many points. I think they're actually the better team than the 76ers right now. And I think Anthony Edwards is just going to take over this game. And that's my third play. Give me Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points. I think this is a great matchup for him. He scored 25, 32, and 31 in his last 3 games against the 76ers, who they've allowed strong games from opposing guards. Damian Lillard had 39. Halliburton had 33. Darius Garland had 32. SGA had 31. They all excluded 30 points against Philly, and I think it could do that as well. Over 26.5 points for him. Minnesota +3.5, and Elvis, pains me to say, but I agree. Clippers -2.
How it pays you to say?
I hate the Clippers. It's like if you buy USPA, like they're always going to be little brother. And trust me, I know, because I'm a Mets fan. They're always going to be number 2 in New York, just like Brooklyn. They're always going to be number 2 in New York. It is what it is. We're just little brothers. But I just hate the Clippers. I never liked them when they had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. They were like a dirty team with Doc. I ain't like them. I don't know why. I remember watching them in high school. Like, oh, these guys play dirty. I hate them. I remember their matchups they had with old Golden State when Golden State wasn't good just yet, but they were okay with Mark Jackson, and then once they fired, they went above and beyond.
Yo, remember that interaction with Draymond was like, "You ain't Kobe.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna love you like that.
You ain't getting no farewell tour
to Paul Pierce." That shit.
I will say though, Draymond has started his therapy and he'll be gone for the next 3 weeks, but I pray for Draymond. I think basketball is better with him, and Golden State is clearly better with him. So
we saw a game last night without him.
Yeah, well, Steph went crazy.
Steph
went crazy.
And real quick, I lean Sacramento just because tonight I think they're plus 2.5 or 3. Just because we saw Jason Tatum tweak his ankle last night off of back-to-back, I don't think they force it. And if he does play, I just don't think he's gonna be at 100%.
I was leaning Boston actually. It's up to 2.5 right now. I think Porzingis winds up playing. He didn't play yesterday. I don't know. That was a tough game, but I was leaning Boston. Anything else, kid? Before we get up out of here, good show.
Dale, let's just have a great Thursday night football. You know, we both like the Rams minus the 4. Haven't went there officially, but we both on Alvin Kamara over 29.5. So let's just start off definitely 1-0. Hopefully you're 2-0.
Let's go. Let's have a great week, rest of the week, and we will see you guys on Saturday. That's going to do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. We'll give you our best bets heading into the holiday weekend. Make sure you guys follow us on social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Schedule will probably be a little different this upcoming week with the holidays, but we'll make sure to fill you guys in. But make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, comment in the section on who you like this week. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.